would wish that we could have a dialogue together, a conversation between you and the speaker. But with such a large group, it's not possible. To have a dialogue, one must be equally keen to find out, earnest enough to go into matters that are serious. To have a good dialogue between two people is quite exciting, if you ever done it. Because then both of us are challenging each other, questioning each other, and there's certain hesitation, friendship, and an inquiry into deeply. But as that is not possible, I wish it were that you, as a single person, and I here, not on a platform, thank God, in a quiet room, sitting, talking over these things. I wish that could be done, but it cannot be done. So we resort to some kind of question and answers, and that becomes, again, rather superficial, and it loses the vitality, the energy, the quality of real communication, as in a dialogue. So we'll go into these questions. There are several of them. There are about, I don't know, 100 or so, and that cannot be answered, all those. It would take several days, and I'm sure you wouldn't like that. Come here every day for next 2 or 3 weeks, and I wouldn't either, because I have other things to do. So we have to go into these questions. First of all, if one may ask most respectfully, from whom do you expect the answers? It's good to question. Not only the speaker, or to question your friends, your wives and your husband, to question, to doubt, to inquire, to be skeptical. And when one puts a question, which is a challenge, to whom or from whom do you expect that challenge to be answered? Is it a challenge to oneself, or you are challenging the speaker? There is a great deal of difference. When you are putting the question to yourself, to oneself, then you are really probing into it, putting your teeth into it. And if one is earnest and really deeply concerned, then the answers can only be found in the question. The answer is not, if one may point out, separate from the question. It's not somewhere the answer is and the question is somewhere else. So we are saying that in the very questioning is the answer. I hope we understand that. And so we are together going to inquire into these questions. And in the inquiry, together, we'll find the answer. It's not that the speaker is going to answer, like a politician. He's got all kinds of answers. But here we are together inquiring into these questions. The question is far more important, is it not, than the answer. Why do I put a question to myself or to the world or to my friend? If I put a question rather superficially, the answer will inevitably be superficial. Because my question is really not very important to myself or to the world. But if I put a question and try to find the nature, what lies behind the question, then I'm opening the question. It's like digging in a well. More you dig, more water. So we are together, if I may point out again, we are going together to go into these questions. Is that all right? How do you know what you are saying is true? How do you know what you are saying is true? Why do you ask me that question? Isn't it true that as long as there is national division, economic division, racial division, religious division, there must be conflict. That's a fact. Right? Would you accept that? So it's not what I say to be true, but the fact itself. Facts themselves show what the truth is. As we talked the other day about relationship, as long as there is this separation between two human beings, psychologically, there must be conflict. That's a fact. It's not that what I say, how do I know what I say is true, but it's a fact that as long as I am ambitious and pursuing my particular form of pleasure, particular fulfillment, and my wife or husband does, or girlfriend does the same, we must inevitably end up in conflict. That's a fact. So it's not how do I know what truth is. First of all, let us look at facts. We are greatly prejudiced people. We have great many prejudices. We have cultivated them. We have strengthened them by public opinion and so on, that our prejudices prevent understanding other people, right? That's a fact. So, can one be free of prejudices? Free of certain opinions which become so very strong in our lives? And the question then arises, how is it possible for human beings to be free of prejudices? That we can discuss, that we can have a conversation, a dialogue, and say, look, I have prejudices, suppose I have them, and you have them. And so these prejudices, whether they are idealistic prejudices, capitalist prejudices, totalitarian prejudices, religious prejudices, they divide people, right? It's simple fact. And where there is division, there must be conflict. The Arabs and the Jew, the Islamic world and the rest of the world, those who are terribly bigoted and those who are not, must be in conflict. It's a fact. I have nothing to do with it. Isn't how do I know what I am saying is true? We are just facing facts. Now, what is a fact? What do you think is a fact? That which has happened before